You should be ready to go. I'm glad you're here, and that means that you're ready to go. Right. Today we're going to have a look at diet and hormones. Get the whole going here. That's right. You get your diet and malnutrition. Now, malnutrition is quite cool. I know that, for example, we are always saying, always, malnutrition for some reason. But it's malnutrition. Okay, so we're going to have a look at that. In this lesson, what are we actually going to have a look at? Okay, let's look at this. Homeostatic control of blood sugar levels. Homeostatic, that's the word. Okay, understand it in your words. That's the homeostasis. It's a balance. Right. Let's have a look at that. And the relationships between food intake, right, energy, growth, and health. We're going to have a look at how the energy you take in, what type of energy gets given, and how that helps us to be healthy and grow. Right. And the importance of a balanced diet and changing the requirements due to gender and active lifestyle. So in other words, when you're a woman, you can't eat certain things that are made to eat. Well, you can. That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's why they eat a big bowl of food and normally eats a lot of proteins, right? And it doesn't mean you don't eat the same thing. You get what I'm trying to say. I'll explain it in a few minutes later so that you do get it. Right. We're going to have a look at the different diets. Okay? We're going to have a look at interpretation of dietary information. Okay? We're going to have a look at dietary supplements. We're going to have a look at malnutrition. Okay? We're going to have a look at tooth decay. Lastly, the effects of alcohol and drug abuse on your body. Now remember, this stuff here is very, very, very important. Okay? This is what keeps you living longer. Okay? You do this, and you're going to live longer and makes your body healthy, strong, and ready for action. Okay? Now, let's begin. First, homeostasis. Okay? Homeostasis is putting everything evenly. In the body, everything wants to be in balance. So if you have a look at it, if you ask 2 levels here, you have to give 2 kids, you give them 5 days. Homeostasis. If you give one 6 and the other one 4, what's going to happen? You fight. We need to give them 5 days. Now the body is exactly the same way. It always wants to be in homeostasis. Okay, it wants to be in equilibrium. Okay, so let's look at this. This is the maintenance of a constant internal environment in the body. So you need to keep the internal environment constant. Now, it's exactly what I was saying to you. If you hear this marble, and marbles you shoot it even, everybody's happy. The minute you do it, it's fighting. Same with the body. I know you don't feel like that, but you really need it. Okay? Now, remember, it is extremely important. So understand that very nicely. It's extremely important, right? For the correct functioning of the body. It's very important, guys. You have no idea. So, functioning, if you do not have functioning of the body completely, then you're not going to get anything. So this is very, very important. That's why athletes make sure they know what they're eating and what they're doing. Okay? Let's have a look at it. The pancreas plays a vital role in the controlling of blood sugar. Now, when you get that digestion, right, you remember that the pancreas is an exocrine endocrine gland. Okay? And if you have a look at an exocrine gland, an exocrine gland secretes a hormone or a substance to a specific point, right? To a specific point through a duct. Okay? So pancreatic juice through to the pancreatic duct into the small intestines. Right? Endochondria releases it into the bloodstream and it goes all over the body. Right? So that is the endochondria. Now, when we're talking about this, the control of blood sugar, right? The pancreas is in control of it. Okay? That is the endocrine gland that we have. Okay, so as I said, it's not just an exocrine, it's an endocrine. Let's have a look at how that works. Okay? The endocrine, here it is, the endocrine function of the pancreas. Okay? Very, very important that you know this endocrine gland. Okay? Consists of islets and hormones. Now, those are very, very important because the plants of hormone hold two types of cells. Okay? Two types of cells. And those two types of cells are called your alpha and your beta cells. Right? Now, each cell gives off a certain hormone. Okay? And those hormones will judge whether you must have more glucose in your body or less glucose. And you find them in the islets of the hormone. Right? So let's have a look at this. This thing about malnutrition never happens, right? These distinct areas are found inside the pancreas. Okay, so it's inside. It's not on the outer part of it. It's found on the inside and are composed of two different cells. Okay? The two different types of cells that I've mentioned to you. It is alpha and beta cells. Two very, very important cells. Okay? Now, each of these which secretes a different hormone, like I explained, in the regulating of blood sugar levels. Now that is very, very important because the body needs to be homeostasis. This is the biggest part. Okay? Homeostasis in the body is the biggest thing that we need. So let's have a look at this one let's put together. Okay? So when the blood sugar levels, or the BSR, that is the enzyme, when the blood sugar levels are very, very low, okay, the body needs to do something about it. And normally, that's when you feel like this, when you have an air day, you're just tired, you're just bored, you're getting the energy from to carry on. Now, what actually happens is the normal, well, what normally happens is that alpha cells, so alpha cells, remember I said alpha and beta cells, the alpha cells pick this sensation up, right? And what it does, it goes to secrete glucagon. There it is. It goes to secrete glucagon. Now, what glucagon does, okay, it is the mechanism that changes glucose or glycogen, which is the storage. You know, we always say if you eat too much sweet, you're going to get fat. Can you remember that one? And we say that it stores your stomach and everywhere else, right? Now, I'm talking about that storage, we say, is fat. Now, glucose, we don't want to get rid of it. So what we need to do is we need to store it. And the only way we can store it is if we store it as glycogen. Right? Now, glycogen is a storage mechanism. So what actually happens, once we store it there, okay, and we need more energy, right? We need more glucose. What happens is glucagon takes this glycogen and changes it into glucose so that the body can use it. Because if the body doesn't see it as glucose, it's sweet. But the moment we change it into glucose, the body wants to use it. Okay? You understand? Like kids, you know, if you have a sweet, they want it. If you have sweets in the house, but you've hidden it, nobody wants it. You understand how it works? It's exactly what we've got here. Okay? So, this hormone travels in the blood, because remember, it is an endocrine hormone. It travels in the blood to the area of the body where glucose is stored. And it's stored as glycogen. Okay. Glucagon, right, stimulates the releasing of glucose. So it changes glycogen into glucose. It stimulates it and gets it going. Right? It stimulates it from these tissues. So in other words, it's glucose to store everywhere in the body. The reason we do that, right, is because it's all over the place. Now, if we store it on one specific place, it doesn't start getting a bottle. So that doesn't help us, right? So we store it all over the body. Then we send this hormone into the blood because the blood goes everywhere. And if the blood goes everywhere, it will around with all the different glycogen and change back into glucose. So let's see which areas we're looking at. Okay, for example, the areas are in the liver, where it is where it's stored as glycogen. There we go. Okay, so it's stored as glycogen. The muscles, right? And there's muscles everywhere. Let me store it somewhere. You don't want to use it until you really need it. Okay? So it stores it. It also stores it in fat deposits. That's why they say if you eat too much sweets, you're going to get fat. Because what actually happens is it takes it and it stores it in different places, like in your stomach, and your back, or your legs, and your arms, all over the place. Right? So it gets it. It stores it as fat deposits all over the place. Okay. Now, what happens is around it, it stores it. This results in an increase in blood sugar level concentration. Now, let's get this right together. Watch this slowly. Glucose, you tired, you need glucose. The ions of glycogen pick this up. The alpha cells secrete glucagon. Right? Now they secrete glucagon and puts it into the come on, bloodstream. Injection goes all over the body, right? Because it needs to go to all the muscles and it needs to go to the liver. When it goes to the liver and to the muscles, it finds a specific thing called glycogen. And what does it do? It stimulates, in other words, it helps glycogen change back into glucose, and then we can use it for energy. Simple, right? Very, very easy. That actually happens in the opposite way as well. But what actually happens is we've got a thing called insulin. Now, we've only learned about insulin. Now, insulin is the word that complete opposite of glucagon. Right? Insulin is too much sugar in the blood. Then what happens is we go and we secrete, which comes from the beta cells. The beta cells secrete insulin into the blood, right? And all over the places wherever there's too much sugar, glucose should I say, it makes it or stimulates it to change into glycogen. And it gets stored in the muscles. Okay, so what I've done is I've given you this specific thing over here. If you have a good look at this, this here is very, very important. Now, I'm going to explain it to you now, but I want you to remember it for next year. Because you actually do this, right? You have to do this next year. You're not going to do the digestion, but you're going to do the endocrine system, and you're going to do the negative feedback mechanism, which is this. So listen to me very carefully. First of all, the one that you are, and I know that we start off with, okay? I'm going to change the name so we can get some new things going here. Okay? Let's use the normal blood sugar levels, the lower bits. We like you with that. Okay? Now, you wake up in the morning, you're feeling like you go to school, everything's cool, you're sitting down and all of a sudden you start feeling tired because you didn't take any breakfast. So what happens is, you start decreasing. Okay, let me just see what's going on from here. Let's start down your blood glucose levels. It's not that much easier than working backwards. Right, so glucose levels are normal. Right? You wake up in the morning, you all fine, you go to school, you sit down, you start relaxing, what happens? Your glucose starts decreasing, you start using your glucose. So, you go to class, you start using your brain, you start listening to the teacher, start writing down your exercise books, and you realize you're forgetting your lunch. So, break comes on you, and all of a sudden, you don't have any food. So, what happens? You're bored, and you go sit back in the class, and all of a sudden, you start feeling being such a can't do this anymore. Right? What actually happens is, from that minute, the ions of liver heart pick it up. And we go to increase receptors, which is the ions of liver heart. Then, the alpha cells of liver heart, which are found on the pancreas, okay, they secrete glucagon. Right? And that glucagon goes all over the body, finds the muscles, right? It changes, glycogen, there it is, more glycogen, right? Changes the glycogen increases the glucose levels. So the glycogen changes into glucose and it brings us up to the normal glucose level. So are you with me on this? So it's very simple. Normal, we use it, then we go, we start making glucose again, and we're all happy. Now also looks the opposite way. If you look at the schedule, if I go back to the original place where we started, there it is, I'm going to change the pen now because it's a different side. So I'm going to change the glucose level as well. And I did this, which is quite cool. Right? What I did was, I got a whole tin of convincing. I took out one of those tests to check my blood sugar level. And I drank the whole tin. Before I drank it, I tasted my blood. And my blood was a normal rate. Right? And I took this whole tin of condensed milk and I drank all of it. There was nothing left. And once I drank it, I left it for a couple of minutes. Okay? And I tested myself and my blood sugar levels was like skyrocketing. So let's put it up. Normal, plenty of condensed milk, what happens? Glucose increase, right? Because there's not a glucose in the condensed milk. Okay? Then, the pancreas start picking up. So it will be the islets in lung level. Okay? Now you get the beta cells. The beta cells say, hold on, there's too much sugar in the blood. In the blood. So what actually happens if you leave it like that, right? The person will get very, very sick and go into a coma. Okay, so we don't want that. So what he does is, he goes and he sends insulin to the liver, or around the bottom, so in the bloodstream. The minute he sends liver to the bloodstream, the minute he sends insulin to the bloodstream into the liver, what happens? All the excess sugar starts changing back into, right, glucose into glycogen, and then you go back to normal sugar, normal sugar levels. You with me? This is a very, very easy section. Okay, so they work in conjunction with each other, so they're doing that to make sure that it works nicely. And I'm sure you get that in us, because I know you can. So, next one. You look at your diets, right? Hey, the problem is you can get hit in line diabetes. Diabetes is exactly what I was talking about just a second ago. Okay? The problem with them is that sometimes it becomes very, very bad, and sometimes it's not that bad. But the people that are very, very bad, they are in bad trouble because they're going to walk around with an injection all the time. Because every time they just eat, they get changed, they're going to inject themselves. But that is a very, very, very bad case. Okay? So let's have a look at what is it? Okay, diabetes. Okay, diabetes is a chronic disease. In other words, you cannot heal it. It doesn't exist. It's chronic. For the rest of your life, you get insulin. Okay? It's characterized by high levels of glucose in the blood. Okay? They say that diabetics have a lot of sugar in their blood, which means they're not producing enough insulin. If they're not producing enough insulin, they cannot change it into glucose so that they want to use it all the time. Okay, so let's have a look. All the way down. I don't want to get too far. This is now about what happens to diabetics if they take medicine. There's a couple of things that you don't need to know about. Like, for example, the central parts. I'm not interested in it. Okay, I'm looking at the systematic for weight loss. Okay, and also means that you need to do this to lose weight. It's very bad. Okay, then they have a look at the respiratory system. Okay, they have a look at your breathing and hyperventilation. That's what happens when it starts, when you put too much sugar in your blood. Okay, they're going to have a look at your urinary system. Okay, you're going to have a look at your gastric system. In other words, vomiting, abdominal pain, nausea. It doesn't sound very nice. Okay, when you have a look at your breathing, it could be shallow breathing. Okay, very shallow breathing. On your eyes, you've got blurred vision. vision. Now, understand this. Sugar is pretty poisonous to us. Not really. In big terms it is. Okay? It's very poisonous to us. So this is killing us. Too much glucose can kill you. So that's why we have this high levels of glucagon and insulin to help us regulate. It's very, very important. You understand? Cool. Now, if I carry on and have a look at these things, there are three main types of diabetes. Right? First one, type 1. Type 1 is classified as one of the worst ones. Okay? Type 1 is where the body fails to produce insulin. In other words, every time you eat something that is sweet, like a sweet or even bread, because it's got carbs in it, and carbs become some sugar, so glucose. Okay? So, every time this person eats, his body injects himself with insulin. Or he needs to wear an insulin pump. In other words, just pumps it in all the time. Okay? He needs to. If he doesn't do that, the stuff can kill him. The glucose can kill him. That's how bad it is. Then you get number 2. Now, number 2 is bad, but it's not. It's not as bad as one, that's for sure. But let's see what number 2 is. Number 2 from insulin resistance. Okay? The condition in which cells fail to use insulin. Okay? If they can't use insulin properly, sometimes the combined with absolute insulin deficiencies. So in other words, keeping this into easier terms for you guys, right? So think about this. Okay. Your body produces enough insulin. Okay? The problem is your body doesn't know how to use insulin. So if it doesn't know how to use insulin, you can give it billions of tons of insulin, not going to use it, doesn't know how. You get to me so far. Okay, so this person's body does not know how to use insulin. So it's worthless. But what he does is he eats a sweet, and there's nothing he can do about it. That's just very simple. Stay away from certain sweets. That's the biggest thing, just like. Okay, then the next thing. This is quite a strange one. Okay? This normally happens to pregnant women, for instance. Okay? This is for gestational. Okay? Otherwise, listen carefully. The previous diagnosis of diabetes develops a high blood sugar level. It occurs when a pregnant woman without previously. The pregnant woman, okay? Why would that be? What actually happens is the woman is normal. Okay? She's doesn't have diabetes, she's perfectly fine. Now she is with child. In other words, she's pregnant. She's pregnant, her body starts changing. And because her body starts changing, things can change for the woman. Now all of a sudden she has she is diabetic. Okay? Now, this could last for pregnancy or it could last longer. You use this last plus for the pregnancy. Okay? So that is diabetics. Now, if I have a look at the next one, we have a look at the relationship between food intake, okay, and energy and growth. Now, you don't have to know some of the graphs I'm putting here. Okay? But it's quite interesting to look at. So, let's have a look. Right here we look when we go into it. Okay, firstly, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats provide the energy needed for living. Simple. I always say that a burger is always going to be, but you've got your carbs, which is going to be your carbohydrate. It's going to be your protein, which is going to be your meat in the middle. Right? Then you're going to get your fats, which is why we get like a butter, and you're going to get your minerals and fats and all this other stuff for the vegetables and all the salad and everything that's on top of it. Right? So it's supposed to be healthy. That's the way you can do this stuff. Okay? That's the main ingredient in the meat. Let's have a look at it. Energy is found, first of all, energy is found in the chemical bonds. Okay? So it's not just the chemical bonds. When you break that bond, energy we still keep aside for us. Right. That is what we use as energy. Okay? So if we have a look at it, the chemical bonds of the food containing carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. And is measured in kilojoules. That's important. Kilojoules. So when we talk about it, we look at kilojoules. Okay? Now, why does the body need energy? Yeah, that's like me asking, that's like you asking me. Why would you put petrol in a car? That makes it go, gives it energy, right? It gets it stuck together. So let's have a look at this. Maintains our basic metabolic rate. Metabolic rate. What is metabolic? I mean, I've heard of catabolic and I've heard of anabolic steroids and things like that. I've never heard metabolic. Metabolic is what we want in our bodies. Okay? Metabolic is the breaking down of food or substances. Okay? So when somebody says, you do anything, you eat like a wolf, you eat a lot of food. They say, but look what happens is you've got a high metabolic rate. In other words, you're taking in a food and breaking it down. You've got a high one. Instead of storing it, we use it all. Right. We get all the energy from it. That's a high metabolic rate. Okay. And it says, we use it for growth, first of all, and repair, because every time when you walk, you've got to repair yourselves. Then, breathe, right? Breathe, and heartbeat. Those are the things that are doing all the time, over and over again. We need the energy to do that. Okay. Then we're going to have a look at digestion and absorption. Okay. Without the energy, how are we going to break the food down? How are we going to absorb it? We need the energy. Okay? It's in us. Let's have a look at this. The energy balance. Okay? This is what I'm saying right now. Energy is required is that amount of food that energy people need. So in other words, if I do a specific activity, I've got a specific amount of energy I'm going to use. And to be healthy, you've got to be at a specific optimum level of energy that much you need. Okay, so let's see. Each requirements differ from different stages of our lives. Now, 10 years ago, you got a 1-year-old baby. What is the time the boy is doing? Come on, let's not say 1 year, let's say a couple of days old. Right? That child sleeps. It saves all its energy. How to grow. Then they become one. Now they are active, but they still need a couple of sleeps a day. Right? Then all of a sudden they get to grade 0, for instance, or just before it. And they hold that they have one nap during the day. And then they go to sleep. So they get one or whatever it is. And now all of a sudden there's no more sleeping. Now the body must get used to that. You understand? There's more nutrients used and more fat in certain parts. Okay. Now, let's have a look at this. Well, as I've divided into two. As you can see, we've got females, right? And if I bring it up, we've got males. Okay? Simple and easy. Now, it's divided into 3 different sections. We've got the first one, which is sedimentary 1, then you've got the low activity 2, and then you've got activity levels 3. Okay? And we're having a look at a specific thing. For example, between 3 and 3, between 4 and 5, between 6 and 7, 8 and 9, 10 and 11, all the way up to 17 and plus. Okay? So, this is the type of you have to know about, but just have a good look at this. When I have a look at people that are sedimentary, in other words, they just sit and do nothing. They relax. That's what they want to do all day. They don't want to do anything. They don't want to do it. They want to sit and watch TV or just relax all day long. Now, that day, you need 1,100 kilojoules of energy. If you are a little bit active, so in other words, you get up and you walk around and you go for a walk and you walk to the shop and you come back and you relax again, you get up, you go make food, things like that, you're active. Okay, and that's great. Then you're going to use 1,350. But if you're going to go do jogging during the day, which is the third level, you'll notice you need 1,500 kilojoules of energy. That's a million needs more. And 1,100 to 2,000 young. 2,070 years and older, you need 2,000 kilojoules of energy. But I want you to have a look. There is places where you need more than 2,500 between 19 and 30. That's your prime sporting age. And your studying age and all of that. That is when you start getting university and all of that. That is the main part. You use so much energy for things. And that is just elementary. Every year, that's right. That's 3,300. This is 3,618. For you guys. Nice, strong, just as much energy as possible. You don't have to do both. Males. I want you to have a pretty good list. 1,500, 4,350, and 1,100. Let's go down to the females. 1,100, set right. 1,250, hold on, let us say. 1,350. 1,400. 1,500. So the males need more energy there. Right. So let's look at is it any stage where a female needs more energy than a man? Somehow you don't see it. I mean, if I look at the worst ones, 250, 200, the best one's 350, which is 18, this one is 214. You get what I'm trying to say? Female don't need as much energy as men, because men are more physical, and we do more mental labor. That's how it works. Right. So, I'm going to move through. So be able to have a nice life and to feel good, to feel energetic in it, you need a thing called a balanced diet. Now, to have a proper balanced diet, you're going to need a couple of the following things. So this is important. First thing, you're going to have to have carbohydrates, carbohydrates. Okay? Carbohydrates is the energy we need. You're going to need proteins. Proteins are used to build muscle and to keep you strong. Right? Fats. Fats are used for insulation, heat up your organs, and it's actually used for protection of hormones like estrogen, for instance. Right? So then, fats, you need your minerals, because your minerals help other things. Right? You need your vitamins like vitamin C, vitamin D, all of that. You need your minerals. Your minerals are potassium. Right? Potassium is very, very important for us to have. Magnesium is very important for us to have. Right? Then you're going to have a look at your salts. Okay? Sodium ion. You look at the kidney. You look at the sodium pipe and the glutamine. You need the sodium. Right? Then you've got a fiber. Fiber cleans up the digestive system so we can get all the rubbish out. And then lastly, they all want to be in the correct proportion. If they're not in the correct proportion, it's pointless. Okay. Now, let's have a look. Diets are going to be for specific people. Okay? The way we eat, what we do, consists of our lifestyle. Okay? And if I have to look at the first diet that I want to have a look at, okay, we're going to have a look at culture. Okay? Well, I'm not going to look at the culture, but the first dietary thing has got to do with culture. So if you look at the first one, okay, different cultures have different traditional eating patterns. Right? I mean, the Muslims, if I'm not mistaken, have just come off or they have done fasting. Right? It's really fasting. And that means they don't eat from sunrise to sunset. Now, I have done that. Right? So that's a big thing. Religion and culture and all of that is a big thing. And we have a lot of vegans. Okay? Vegans are quite cool. Vegans don't eat anything, nothing, nada, a little bit. They don't eat any animal products. They only eat fruit and vegetable. Okay, so let's have a go. Exclude all animal products. Okay, then we're going to look at that. Vegetarian, not vegetarian. Eat the vegetables and all of that. Right? But they do eat, for example, dairy products and eggs. Right? Eggs comes from, once again, dairy products comes from a cow. It's the easy protein the low things, everything's got to be, I'm trying to put this in a nice way so that you can understand it. It's got to be passed by all houses first. Spiritually, it's got to be blessed. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. It's got to be blessed before certain things happen to it. So let's have a look. The important part of religion observance and spiritual rituals are excused. Okay? First of all, they're not allowed alcohol. They're not allowed carnivorous animals. So they don't eat carnivorous animals. For example, a crocodile. They won't eat a crocodile. They don't eat a crocodile. They eat buffalo as well. So, because I like experimenting things. Now, they will not eat it. Okay, the next thing that you can have a look at is kosher. Okay, that's when you go to Jewish religion and the Jewish laws. Okay, they're also animal. They do not mix the dairy and meat together. Okay, that's a big no-no. Also, they do not eat pork. Okay, they do not eat pork. The fish must have skin or scales. Okay, no shellfish whatsoever. No shellfish and no predatory birds or scavengers. Not eat predatory birds or scavengers. Not eat a hawk. Things like that. Scavengers are eat a jackrussel. A jackal. Right. So, are you with me on this? That is all got to do with different diets that we are looking at. Okay. Now, dietary supplements. Now, a lot of people want to take supplements when they're doing sport. Well, yes, it's a big thing nowadays. I do get it. Okay? Let's have a look at this. Now, I'll tell you from there. I'll keep it there. Now, dietary supplements are vitamins, minerals, herbs, and other substances meant to improve our health. That's what it's there for. Nothing else. Now, I know, for example, you get stuff where the owners can't eat anymore. They're very sick. And then what they do is they take a specific meal replacement that gives them everything they need to keep them healthy and strong. Right. I'm not talking about people that are old and sick. I'm not talking about extra rugby boys or hockey girls or, you know what I'm trying to say? Netball. It's got nothing to do with it. Okay? I'm talking about this piece here is talking about supplement because the person cannot eat. Okay? Now, healthy supplements, okay, which are multivitamins, okay, dietary supplements. So, in other words, it can't just be we are going to lose weight with this. It's got to be something that's got your minerals in it. Okay? Your mineral salts, your vitamins, that is a dietary supplement. Please understand, your body is very strange. Because your body, if you tell your body you're going to go on a diet now, it's going to keep everything in reserve. You just eat healthy, eat healthy, get all the vitamins and minerals in, and go. Come on, it's much easier. Okay, then, anti-aging things. Okay, that would be vitamin A, C, and E. Vitamin A, C, and E, because they help with certain things. You also get more collagen. And what that does is it makes the skin look tighter, and you look young, it takes wrinkles away, all that. Okay, but you need to get that from food. Okay, and then one of the biggest things is sport. Okay, when you do your sport, you got to do your sport drinks. Okay, so you're going to get your energies and all those things, right? Your protein supplements. This is where the sports guys come. Protein supplements. Okay, you're going to look at iron supplements, vitamins and minerals. You don't have to always vitamins and minerals in it. Vitamins and minerals are very, very important. Okay, the protein for the sportsman, the reason why they take a protein supplement is when they're doing their exercises, right? What they're doing is they're breaking down their muscles. And when I'm talking about a protein shake or protein supplement or whatever it is, that protein gets broken down into amino acids, gets taken to where the muscle was hurt. So in other words, you're running to breaking the muscle down, and it repairs the muscle much better, much stronger. That's why they take it for sports drinks. Okay. you've got to be doing a lot of force to do it, and you've got to be able to verify that you don't eat with the only inside your actual words. Okay, now that's the next thing. Now, I've got a last big thing there. Vitamin C and vitamin B12. Now, vitamin C, I know they say you must take when you're sick, right? Because it boosts your immune system. Vitamin B12, or should I say, vitamin B, help you with your metabolic rate. It speeds up your metabolic rate. Right. So, next thing. Very easy to just go and buy food. Okay? How do you know you're getting good stuff? That's the big thing to ask yourself. How do you know you're getting decent stuff? Okay, let's have a look at it. You look at the labels of the food. Okay, I'm not going to put the labels of the food. Okay? The specific things I look for. Food labels carry valuable nutritionist information. Always has. And that's it. And you know what's the nice thing about this? Don't look at it. Food labels are required by law to be provided. Things don't have to be truthful. In other words, they can't say that there's carbohydrates in there and it's not. You get what I'm trying to say? It's got to be truthful. So let's have a look at this. Okay, I always divide it into three sections. The first section over there, you can have the seasons. Next one, you will have this piece here, which is your nutritional gains, what you will gain from there, and what it can entail, like for example, calcium, magnesium, energy, protein, carbohydrates, all of that stuff. And underneath that, over here you have a good look at what is in there. How did they make this substance? You understand where I'm coming from? How did they make it? And that there is very important. For example, calories is never in the thing. Okay, calories not likely in this thing. You look at this information, have a look, and they may not lie to you. So that's one of the coolest things out is looking at what is on those lists. Okay? Now, malnutrition. This will take us forever. This is very, very lot of work here. Okay? Malnutrition is what we're going to get if we do not have certain things. Right. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go through this read and listen last thing carefully, huh? I'm going to summarize it so that you can understand it. Now, first thing that we're going to have a look at is kwashiorkor. That's a big word, kwashiorkor. And that there is a severe deficiency where you do not have enough protein. Okay, so the kidneys don't have enough protein. It's a lot of, if you eat a lot of pap, right? You'll notice that plants that are small, right, and they become quite important to get a big stuff. So let's look at that. What's this? It's slow, mentally, and physically developed. They're weak, listless, and I would say they're not like that, right? Swollen bellies due to the water retention and enlarged liver is coming to feel greenish orange wake up, right? And now, you get a big protein because the acid has not been studied. Next one, you get marasmus.
Both calories and protein lacking.
With protein lacking. Okay, worse thing is blood tissue, worse thing is blood tissue, in other words, it's not breaking down, in other words, it's not big and strong and solid, and then all of a sudden it becomes weak. That's it. So it's pretty good if you're eating up with this. Because it needs the protein. Then, weak muscles is more starvation. You understand this? Right. Then you have a look at all the options. So, it's anorexia. Anorexia is a very bad disease. Now, is it a disease because of nutrition, or is it a mental disease? Now, please understand this. They're both. Because they stop eating because they see themselves as overweight. Okay? They're not very thin, they still see themselves as overweight. So have a look at this. It's an eating disorder characterized by a fear of gaining weight and results in a person getting onto a restrictive diet, in other words, stops themselves from eating. Okay? If we have a look at low blood pressure, irregular heartbeats, these are all problems with us. It's not a good thing. You have to eat simple. There's no fancy about it, right? Or you go to the next one. Bulimia. No. Bulimia is one of those for me. Because what bulimia does, it also gets a disorder, right? It's very twisted by what they actually do is that they eat the food, and then they go, oh, no, because they don't want to be guilty. So that's what the bulimics do. So they eat this food, and they eat lots, right? So they eat as much as possible, and they go to the bottom of their throat. Like breathing. They regurgitate it. Okay? Now, what it does is it makes them fearful, right? First of all, they feel guilty because they ate so much. Now, can you understand that they're not getting enough nutrition in the body? So then you understand how they do it. Because again, look at it. Second of all, what is happening to their esophagus? I mean, all that food is in your stomach, and what is your stomach at? Acid. The acid's coming with it, and it burns your esophagus, so you start burning your esophagus. It's not a good thing, is it? Right, so, it's all right now. What do we get? Blood. Not good. It can damage the heart. Simple. Right. Damages the kidneys. That's what it can do. There's a big chance of it. Okay? Just the esophagus. The pharynx. All the acid burns out there. Right. So it's a big problem. Okay. The next one we're going to have a look at is obesity. Okay. This is a diet that has too much calories and high fat content. Okay? They eat just because they can. You must understand that a lot of people will just eat for comfort. Right? So they eat for comfort, they take all these calories, all these fats, and they don't exercise, they don't get rid of it. Their body stores, and that's when they get big. Okay, so that's obesity. The bad thing about that is if you look at high cholesterol, right? Some cancers, endometrial breasts, right? And if you have a look at it, what else is important? Hypertension, okay? You can get strokes, you can get arthritis for it. It's a lot of things. Everything joins together when it comes to this. Right. Now, here we go. Coronary heart disease. Okay? Those are those muscles that feed, those are the brain that take oxygen to the heart so that it can get oxygen so that it can beat and get energy. Right? Now, that can get caused by high blood pressure. That's called high blood pressure. It's caused by smoking, obesity, type 2 diabetes, not exercising, and unhealthy diets. All of that can cause coronary heart disease. That's when you go for bypasses, for instance. Right. Now, shortness of breath, chest pain, abdominal, abnormal heartbeats, right? Heart attack, heart failure, death. You went through it. This is probably life in a section, isn't it? Right? And this we've got food allergies. Now, this is the worst when you find out the first time. I mean, food allergies is a bad reaction by the body. Okay? They use carbohydrates. It just explodes, right? System, a lot of people, it's a protein presence in the food. There's a type of protein in the food that actually causes you to not mix with that food. Right. Okay. We have lip swelling, itchiness. Okay. I'm sorry, I've never been allergic, but I know a friend of mine is allergic to it, and it looks very bad, right? They get nauseous and they start vomiting. Right. Skin rash, and they get little dots in their skin, and they get migraines. They get huge headaches from it. Right. So, that is a lot of the stuff. Diabetes, which we spoke about, high blood pressure, high blood sugar levels, and you can get fatty fats, kidney stones, right? You get
Retina damage.
circulation, all of this comes from the type of food that you eat. Right? Nerves and blood vessels get damaged. But all of that has got to do with the different types of diseases or disorders, malnutrition that we have. So, hopefully that you've got all of this. information I've given you now, right? We look at that and see how we try and test you and see how you do with all the pieces. So that we do our breakfast. Hopefully you've been stretching and you've been remembering all the work that we've just done, right? Now it's time to get to the practice of the matter, right? Let's have a look at some of these questions. They might confuse you a little bit, they might be a little bit difficult, but let's work through it together. Now, first one. Study the table below showing the food value of a school-age eaten by a 16-year-old male. Okay, so have a look. What do we have? Here's some sausages, it's got lots of chips. Sausages, chips, baked beans, and fizzy food. Now, I wouldn't have been able to get that. And because of my wife takes my lunch. So that's not really so I didn't know these things. Now, try to look at specific things. You've got sausages, 9 proteins, 9 grams of protein. You get 5 grams, you get 24 grams.
Iron with 1 milligram.
Vitamin C with nothing. So that whole thing is very easy and simple. I'm not going to go through the whole thing with you. Let's now have a look at the questions. First one, which food contains the most carbohydrates? Right? So there's only one way to find that out. Is to find where carbohydrates is. And we put that 5, 70, 20, 66 down. 70 is the most, it's got to go chips. These are very easy, right? It's the chips. You always start nice and easy. Spicy is a lot of fats and needed in a diet. That's what you do in a diet. And I expect it's very good. It's therefore, what's the thing for stored energy? Those are the few things that we use this for. Okay? Oxidation, hormones, energy, not the stored energy. You let me say for myself, that's not difficult. Yes, I have for 2, but the rest not getting more than 2. Okay? So, when it comes to the calculator, the first 2 that might be the third one. Let's say the first one we put down as the glucose. You want to get right for the first, the second one you get right to the other 2 doesn't matter. So let's be very careful with that. Once you have then the first 2 are the first right. Okay, and the next one. The human needs 14 milligrams of iron and 25 milligrams of vitamin C each day, which keeps to keep it up balanced. How much is a thing, as I said as a little boy, how much of the daily iron needed in this much provide? Okay, here's the C, 14 grams. And what are we looking at? Iron. Do you know the difference between the C? We don't care. We're looking at E. So, 14 grams. Let's have a look at it. This is a very simple one to have. Okay, I want to get it. You got it. And this is 1 that's 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. Plus 3 is 7. So there's 7 altogether at the bottom. Okay? So that produced 7 milligrams. So here we go. That says, how much of his or her daily iron needs did this lunch provide? He needs 7. Right? His total was 14, so 14 minus 7 will equal 7. So he's had
7 milligrams.
should I say 4? Right? He's got half of his proper life. Here's the thing, he just had lunch. Which is quite nice. He said that he didn't know what he had for breakfast, and I don't know what he had for supper. So, yeah, so he's got half of it, that's what's easy. Okay. Explain what would happen if the numbers are explain what would happen anemia means that you don't have enough iron in your blood. Now let's see. What will happen if you don't have enough iron in your blood? You get anemia. Now I know many people may say, well, but I need to carry on. Do not want to get confused with this carry on. Take for example, which vitamin deficiency disease would the donor suffer from if he or she lived on a diet of sausages only? Name the symptom of the disease. Sausages only. So if you take everything else away, if you're only going to look at sausages. Okay, so let's see. Does it get protein? Yes. Does it get carbohydrates? Yes. Does it get fats? Yes. Does it get iron? Yes. Okay, we don't have vitamin C. Now, vitamin C is very, very important. Vitamin C, you'll notice that when, nowadays, people that used to go on the ships and they didn't take enough vitamin C, they got very, very sick. They got lethargic. So lethargic is one of the things. They got very tired. They got very sick. Okay, so this whole thing is called scurvy. Okay, now scurvy, as I told it to you, scurvy, you don't have enough vitamin C. Now, if you don't have enough vitamin C, you start becoming tired, lazy, sick, you've got no energy. Okay, so that is a symptom, tired, sick, not enough energy. Right. Now that you've got that sorted out, you have another vitamin that is lacking from this diet. Now, there is lots of vitamins. So, I'm just going to call it something. I'm going to give a specific one there. You get vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin D, right, vitamin K. All these things are very important. Okay? The one that I want to mention is vitamin B. Now, why vitamin B? Vitamin B is very important because it works with your metabolic rate. Okay? It starts with helping the metabolic rate. It increases the metabolic rate and slows down the writing when it needs it, when it needs it. So that is the most important thing. Now, let's say your metabolic rate is very low. Okay? And you do all of this. It's not going to absorb all of this. It's just going to let it out. It's not going to absorb what it needs. So when you put vitamin B into it, it starts grabbing all the nutrients it needs. So vitamin B is a very, very, very nice vitamin to have for these guys. Right. Next thing. When proteins are digested. Now this, okay, some of it, all of those things, right? None of them are enough. They are broken down into. What does it mean? Monomer means the smallest form they can break into. Or the building blocks of a protein is called building blocks of a protein. Now, building blocks of a protein can only be one thing. Okay? And that is amino acid. Amino acid. That's it. Okay? Amino acids. Next one, name the things that are protein important to digest proteins. Can you remember why we break down food? What is the point of breaking down food? Okay? Remember, all the energy that is in the bones is what we need. Right? So by breaking up these parts and get energy from it, they want to know what type of bonds do you make when it comes to breaking up proteins. Now, when you have an amino acid and amino acid, and there's a bond between them to hold it together, that bond there is called a peptide bond. Right, so, wait, if we have a look at this movie along, go to the you raise that just to get it, it's amino acids. Okay, actually get it right, amino acids, right? Have you noticed that as I'm writing, I was going through and I was rushing it, and I really messed up in editing. Now, if that happens in a test, you can hear it. So make sure you concentrate and write very carefully and very nicely. Right, we'll get back to this. This point over here, as I was saying, if I can just do that, right, this is the one amino acid and amino acid. This point that joins them together is called a peptide. Right? Nice. Now, next question. This question is quite cool because it gives us ice cream. Now, we will learn how to have ice cream. So, the following information appears on the lid of an ice cream bottle. This is it. Remember, I said to you, you look at different things. You get your ingredients, which is there. So, if you look at the ingredients, there's milk, double cream, sugar, eggs. What's that? Emulsifier. That thing. I'll explain to you now what it is. Right? 8471 stabilizers, locust bean bun. There's natural flavorings in there. There's malt extracts, natural coloring. There's a lot of stuff in there. Okay, then there's natural nutritional types of values per 100 grams. You must look at that. Okay, and they're going to say energy is 476 kilojoules per 100 grams. And the same with the protein, 2.1 grams per 100 grams. Carbohydrates, 12.7 grams per 100 grams, and fats, 6.4 grams per 100 grams. Now, even if this was a 10 kilogram top, it would say the same thing, 100 grams. Because however much is in 100 grams, that's how much you find in that little bit. You measure that, but that is by more. I'll show you how that works. Right. When I bring this down, let's have a look. Which ingredient will provide most of the protein? That's quite simple. We'll go here and just look at the ingredients. And there it is. Eggs. Okay? Eggs are the biggest ones. Notice? Nice and simple. Next one.
If we add up the mass of the protein, the carbohydrates, and the fats, it's much less than 100 grams, right? So what substance do you think would account for the rest of the mass? Now, we are having a look at the rest, okay? It's very important to have a look at this. If we have a look, if you add up the protein, the carbohydrates, and the fat, it would come to round about 20 grams, right? So what would you use? What do they use to actually fill the rest? Now, milk, if you know ice cream, right? If you have a look at it, milk is a very big ingredient. And what part of milk is the biggest ingredient? And of course, it is water. Right, so water is the main ingredient of ice cream. Right, so if we have a look at the next one. Right, I've already started the question, so bear with me here. A boy has 250 grams or servings of ice cream. Calculate how much fat he ate. Right, so I just want to change the color here just to get some, well, let's go to yellow for a few seconds. I've put everything down there just to give it a bit of a touch. If he's had 250 grams, right, of ice cream, we need to have a look at the fat that he's eaten. So in 100 grams, right, there is 6.4 grams of fat. Right, so, but we don't want to know what 100 is. If he's taken 250, how much fat would it be? So, to get 100 grams to 250, you need to times it, 100 grams, by 2.5. And if you times it by 2.5, you're going to get the answer of 250, right? So, 250 grams. So, whatever we do to the one side, we need to do the other. So, we need to take 6.4 grams, and we need to times it by 2.5. And let's get out a calculator so we can make 100% sure, right? We say 6.4, and we times it by 2.5, and we're going to get to 16. So, if I beg it here, what? The answer is going to be 16 grams of fat. That is what it's going to be. Right, so that's quite nice. 16 grams of fat in 250 grams of ice cream. Ooh, that's a lot of fat, I think. Now, the next question that I've had a look at, a boy needs, right, 12,000 kilojoules of energy each day. Each day. Well, remember, he's fit, so he's got to do running and all of that, so he needs all that energy, right? Approximately, so it's roundabout, how much ice cream would he need to eat in order to supply this amount of energy, right? So we need to have a good look at this. Now, if you had a look at it up earlier, we know that 476 kilojoules in 100 grams of ice cream. Right, so this is the best way to do it. If I say to you, you take 12,000, right, so we're going to do 12,000, there it is, and we're going to see how many times 476 will go into it. So we're going to take 12,000 divided, oh, I'm missing a zero, 12,000 divided by 476. So let's get our calculator out here, right? And there's the clear button. We're going to take 12,000, 1, 2, 3, make sure it's the right amount of zeros, right? And we're going to divide it by 4, oh, well, not point, sorry. It's going to be 12,000, 1, 2, 3, divided by 476. 476. And we're going to come up to the answer, and there's a special button here. Is it that one? Yes, 25.2. So the answer of 12,000 divided by 476, you're going to get to 25. So it's roundabout. So he's got to eat 25 times 100 because it's 25 hundreds, right? So you're going to take 100, you're going to times it by 25, right? If we get the calculator out here, you always got to use a calculator. Make sure that it's there. Life science does use calculators, right? So you're going to take 100, right? You're going to times it by 25, and you're going to get to an answer of 2,500. Now, 2,500 is the answer, but 2,500 grams, which is 2.5 kilograms, so 2.5 kilograms. My word, that is a lot of ice cream. I would never be able to finish that.
So, there we go. Hopefully, I helped you out. Please leave any questions, and I promise you it's all possible.